Are we super bright? Is that pretty lighting? I see a pretty girl. I do. Yeah, I do. Okay, let's get started. What was that?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Hey guys, so today I'm here to do my 14-week update. So I didn't do a 12-week. If you guys saw Revlin's update, then you know that that week was a very crazy week. I will link her 9-month update down below for you if you missed that. She had a dislocated elbow. We were having sleep trouble with her, and I had to put a video on this channel on hold. So we are going to be skipping right to 14 weeks, which means it's been a whole month. It's been a whole month. Okay, so now that she's playing with something on the ground, I'm gonna try and make this a quick update for you guys. There actually isn't a ton, but there are a few big things to let you guys know about. So I'm actually officially now in my second I almost said third, not there yet. I am officially in my second trimester, which is crazy. I feel like this pregnancy is already going super quick. So it has been actually a really easy first trimester I had. I had pretty much an easy first trimester with Rev too. And sorry if lighting goes in and out. Natural lighting, you can't really choose for it to stay one way. So if it gets super bright or super dark, I apologize. But with Rev, my first trimester was really easy with her. I threw up, I think maybe 5 times at most. I could count on one hand for sure the amount of times I threw up with her. This pregnancy, I have not thrown up at all. So since I'm already in my second trimester, I'm fairly certain that that's done and I probably won't throw up at all. So I have not had any throwing up. I've had the same problem with the dry heaving when I get super hungry, and so I just get something to eat and then it goes away. But it's been a lot less than with Revlin, I think, and I think that's also why I didn't throw up, because with her, it was where I would throw up because when you dry heave, like I have this problem even when I'm not pregnant, that if I get super hungry and I don't have something to eat, I start dry heaving. But normally when you get to that really crazy amount of hunger, your stomach is empty, and so your dry heaving is not going to turn into throwing up. But when you're pregnant, you're eating all the time, and so when I got to a point where I was dry heaving, my stomach wasn't empty, so if I didn't get something to eat quick enough, my dry heaving would turn into throwing up. But I haven't had it as bad this time. Holy crap, the lighting is like woo woo. Sorry, but I haven't had it as bad this time, so that is probably why I didn't throw up at all. So that's been great. I did have a couple spouts of pretty bad headaches on and off. But it was like a sinus headache, so even though like Tylenol's the only thing, or acetaminophen is really the only thing you're supposed to take when you're pregnant, and you can't take ibuprofen, and my mother-in-law had told me that for sinus headaches, it's the inflammation in your nose, basically. That's why you like around here in your sinuses. And the only thing that will really get rid of that is ibuprofen, and you can't take that when you're pregnant. So I just kind of had to deal with it, which was not fun. I probably should get like some peppermint oil or something, because that is like a natural way to help with that. I just haven't. Like every time I get one I think about it, but then when I don't have them I never think to go get it. So I should probably do that. So for another symptom I've had was I had really terrible ligament pain. Because I do have kids closer together, I guess the ligament pain can be more painful, and it was really bad. Like I said, to the point that I was worried about it and thinking about calling my obstetrician, but I didn't have any bleeding or anything like that along with it, so I wasn't super worried, but still I was a little bit. I did also have my first trimester screening, which is basically a screening for trisomy 18, I want to say 13, I don't know the exact numbers, and then cystic fibrosis I believe is for that as well. And I think it starts with like 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 2,000 at my age, and after my first trimester screening it went to 1 in 20,000, so that's good. That means that baby is looking very healthy. And then I also had a meeting with a geneticist, a fetal geneticist. So I mentioned in our vlogs having to meet with a specialist, and that was the geneticist. And the reason I am meeting with them is for them to look at the baby's heart. Now with Revlin, they never did this. Well, I should probably give a background story. When I was a child, I had a hole in my heart, but it did close up by the time I was 5, I think, and so it went away on its own. But from that time period, I had to get regular echoes and have it checked and make sure that everything was okay, and see if they needed to move forward with surgery or if it was going to close on their own or whatever. So I had that as a child, and then once it closed I had a heart murmur. And with Revlin, I was with a different set of doctors before I moved to who I am with now and who delivered her, and they didn't do anything about that. Every time I go to a doctor and they ask my history, I always tell them that I had a hole in my heart as a child. And I guess with her, with that particular one, they just weren't worried about it. I don't know. I didn't like them anyway, so maybe they just weren't good doctors. Who knows? But when I went ahead and told them all my medical history for this pregnancy, because they like start over and you just give all new information basically, they wanted me to go see a geneticist. So basically at the geneticist meeting, all that happened was she kind of gave me the percentages of the chance of this baby having that problem with me having it. And then they're going to add in one extra ultrasound at 24 weeks to take a really close look at the baby's heart to make sure that it's growing properly and there isn't any issues. So that's really it. I'm not worried about it. Obviously I already have one healthy child, and even though it can be a higher genetic possibility for your child to have heart problems if you do, and there's a lot of heart problems in my family. You know, my sister has a higher resting heart rate. I have a higher resting heart rate. There's a lot of heart attacks as well. Not good stuff, and we've just kind of always had heart things, but no one's had to get heart surgery or anything like that, so I'm not worried about it. Like I said, it's just for precaution, and they just want to make sure that there isn't going to be any problems so that they're aware if there is, and they're, like I said, it's just precaution. So I'm not trying to focus on it too much. Like I said, I already have one child and she's healthy, no problems, so I'm not trying to really overthink about it. Just remembering that they want to be cautious about it and do all they can to make sure that this baby is as healthy as possible. And if this baby's not, that they're aware of it and you don't find out once it's too late. So that kind of thing. So that has been going on, and really there hasn't been much else. Oh, we did schedule an early gender ultrasound. So I don't know how things work in every country. I know Canada has this too, but they have like special ultrasound places that mainly they specialize in doing the gender reveals, and then also they have like 3D, 4D, and HD ultrasounds for you. So we have that here in the States, and I decided with Ryan, of course, that we were going to do an early gender ultrasound because otherwise we were going to have to wait till December 1st. And that's just so far away, and we didn't do any kind of extra stuff with Rev, and I kind of wish we had. I never even got to see her in 3D. This baby we already got to see in 3D because they kind of just surprised me during my first trimester screening and showed Little Bean in 3D, so that was cool. I'll try and insert a picture of that. But at this one, this is actually a 4D and HD ultrasound, which if you've ever Googled those, they're pretty crazy. Now, I'll only be 15 weeks and 3 days at that point. So, and sorry, I'm feeding Rev snack. I'll only be 15 days or 15 weeks and 3 days at that point. So you won't see as much as you will like if you Google search and you see a lot of them are like in the 30 plus weeks. But you can still see a ton more, and it's really cool. That ultrasound is October 24th, and then we're going to be announcing it by the end of October. So I already have my gender reveal video planned out. It's gonna be really cool, guys. If it works out how I'm hoping, and my awesome sister-in-law is gonna help out because it's gonna take a very creative mind to be able to get this to work, and she has more expertise in what I need done. So she's gonna be helping out, so I'm really thankful for that. And I think you guys will like it. I hope that it turns out how it does in my mind. So we'll see, fingers crossed that it does. But you guys, I'm thinking of probably releasing it a couple days before Halloween, definitely around Halloween, but definitely before the end of October. So you guys will find out actually very soon. So I think that is really it for today's update. There isn't a ton else. I think today actually, I said that I thought I might feel Little Bean moving, but I wasn't 100% sure like early on. But I think that I probably wasn't, just maybe like little gas bubbles. But I think today actually that I might have felt a little tiny bit of Little Bean moving, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So you guys will definitely know when I do. I have, for weight gain, I have gained under 5 pounds. So it's kind of hard though because like we're getting into winter now, and I probably should weigh myself on my scale at home so I really know, because I just usually go off by the weight gain at the doctor's, and you're always wearing different stuff. You obviously don't strip down for those ones. And my second weigh-in, I was wearing not a ton of clothes, and at my last one I was wearing a bunch because it was really cold out that day. So it's definitely under 5 pounds. I'd say maybe I've gained 3 or something, probably around there. I actually lost weight from my first to my second appointment, but they didn't say anything about it, so they must have not been worried. Do you want that? Yeah, is it your favorite? Okay, let me break off a piece. So that's it for today's update. I want you guys to ask me pregnancy questions, whatever type of questions that you may have. Maybe I'll just do like a random Q&A. Whatever questions you have, ask them down below, and I think I'm gonna do a Q&A maybe at the end of, I don't know if it'll be a set, depending on how many questions I get, it may be at the end of a video sometime or a separate video, I'm not sure. But I want to ask some of you guys questions, so go ahead and leave those down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I am going to do a bump shot, so we will get into that next. So I wore the same shirt as last time just to make this an easier comparison. So I am wearing my maternity jeans because let's be honest, I never stopped wearing them. So I definitely think that I'm sticking out a lot more. It looks like bloated Arianna. Hey girl, I know we're almost done. They need to see Little Bean's bump. Do you want to be on the camera? Well, that's Little Bean. Did you know that your little brother or sister is the size of a lemon? A large lemon. That's pretty crazy. See, I just want more of these crackers. Yeah, per usual, huh? I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Keeping Rev warm.
Are you nice and warm?
You look like a nun. Is that fun?
You got your little owl, huh? You got hoot? You got hoot hoot?
You're cute.